Well, hello, fellow wargamers and history buffs. Welcome to a live stream of the Battles of the Age of Reason. This is the Battle of Germantown. We are starting the 7 a.m. turn. And for those of you that have tuned into some of these previously, please let me know if the sound is working okay or if you have some sort of tinniness or echo or something like that. I think or I hope that I've gotten the sound issue sorted out. We've got Michael Shearer saying, "Good evening, gentlemen." Good evening, Michael. Welcome to the live stream. This is our very much double blind, maybe triple blind game here. Where we are. Oh, Charles Goodlight, Go Lightly says the audio is fine. Okay, so I must have found the right thing and fixed it. Hooray! Thank you. Good. All right, so this is we are at the 7 o'clock turn. We still have heavy fog, so the Americans only barely know what's going on, and the British only barely know what's going on, and our beloved umpire David knows everything what's going on. So, are we going to go down to game room 1 so you can fill me in on some adjustments that need to be made?
If you're ready to do that, I'll see you down
I'm
there.
ready to go. Here we go. All
Okay.
right.
So we have a slight adjustment here that we need to make. It's because I knew it was going to be complicated at the time, and I did not do that. But the Muhlenberg, I believe it was Muhlenberg. Let me see.
On which side of the battle are we on or at? Are we over with Washington, or are we over on the other side on the?
Other side.
Okay.
All right. Yes. Okay. So it was Muhlenberg. What happened?
Muhlenberg.
Muhlenberg got disoriented in the fog.
Okay.
He ended up next to one of Whedon's stacks. Let me get to that on the map. Let me get that out of the way. And Whedon failed his morale check and routed.
I'm confused. So, show me what's going on. So I have no idea what you're talking about.
So Muhlenberg, which you have basically kind of down here.
Yeah.
Actually, when when you activated him, since he was doing regular movement,
Right.
not road movement,
Right.
he did a disorientation check and failed.
So Muhlenberg failed.
Right.
Okay.
So, and that means I have to take the two of his units were down, still using road march, so they did nothing happened to them down there.
Okay.
The ones further down the road. But Muhlenberg himself and Green and the 9th Virginia ended up marching off in this direction right here. And the way you figure it out is, and I knew this was, it took me like a half hour to figure this whole thing out from reading through the thing. But you take the find out which direction was the most common orientation. And then if it was a tie, in which this case it was, then you roll a die there. But then you roll a die to see if it goes one they all, okay, so it goes, you figure the most common orientation, which in this case was, I believe, southwest or southeast.
Right. I mean, basically towards the lower part of the map. Let's just go with that.
Right. They were southeast, and the roll that they ended up with an even roll, which had them go counterclockwise 60 degrees. So they are actually in this square green, Muhlenberg and the did I say the Ninth Virginia?
Well,
So
the Ninth
Ninth
Virginia is the
Virginia,
one that's stacked with Muhlenberg, yes.
right? Those three are in that hex, and they're facing that hex point.
So where's green?
All right. So this is here, and green's there somewhere.
Well, green's with this stack here, so that's why I'm not sure. Did
Right.
the, did,
Well,
did
they
that
were
stack
originally
also move somewhere? I mean,
no
they had been in
they
road and then they
started the
came out of
turn.
yeah.
They started the turn together, and the officer has to move with them.
Well, who started the turn together?
Green and Muhlenberg.
They started the turn together, but I didn't move green.
Right. But he did move when Muhlenberg got the disorientation. Any commander with the stack has to go also.
Okay, so even though he didn't move, you're saying he
Right.
moved.
He moved. He has to. If you look at the disorientation rule,
I mean,
any officers.
I'll trust you because I don't I'm not going to look at it now, but I'm just confused because he wasn't moving. He was. I thought he was
Right.
somewhere else up the road or whatnot. Okay, fine.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So he's there. Um, the
So they
where's this?
were. So so these guys. So they marched off this way, is what you're saying. So is there a reason why
Yes.
they're still facing back this way? Or do they need to
Oh,
be
he's supposed
facing
to.
this
He
way?
should be. The infantry unit needs to be facing. Yeah, the same way as I've got the. Sorry.
Okay.
Doot, doot, doot.
Here.
Right
Okay.
there. Okay,
All
so
right.
they're like this. All right, so this is the other one that was affected, and he ended up in. Would he have ended up in that? Oh, that's because you moved him there. All right, so he was, I believe, started here. He ends up in this square here.
So does he roll? Do they all roll individually for what they're doing, or if one goes off somewhere, then the other ones go off in that same direction?
Yes, they all go in the same. They all go in the same direction, so they all have to turn. So I think he started here, and he had to turn that
He was
way.
in this hex here, right? Because he
Right.
routed back, right? Because he was in these two hexes here, and then when he took the loss, then he routed back to here. So then he would have turned and gone. I guess he's got to go 4 movement points, right? So he'd be over here, I guess,
Well,
stacked with those guys too,
no,
right?
no. I've got him, and I'm
Unless there's
not.
something for going across the little creek.
They no, he started marching at no American. Okay, I got a whole. Okay, his prime direction. They had equal 5 and 7, a roll of 5. Roll odd 5. So prime direction is their prime direction was southwest, and they rolled 5 out. Their disorientation direction roll was even. Their disorient direction was northeast hex point. Other two units are on the road using road movement and no place for the wrong turn. Artillery ends up next to Whedon's stack with Whedon. All right.
Yeah, because it doesn't cost anything to go across those tiny little things.
I'm just trying to see from the.
Yeah, because the stream it says there's no cost, but there is a disorientation or disorder check. Right, it's got a little asterisk there next to it. but I don't know if I've
Uh,
crossed it or I've just entered the hex because it's in the middle of a hex instead of on a hex side. So how are they
because
dealing with
I
that?
have on my map, I have, let's see who was this, the weed, the four, the brown two and the blue four, brown two and blue four. Okay, this guy. All right. And who's this? Okay, that's the one that I believe. Yes, okay.
Oh, so actually, that's not a little stream at all. That's nothing. Those,
Right.
yeah,
Not,
those don't count for anything.
but he's two. I'm trying to figure out why he ended up only there, and he did ended up shaken for some reason. Um,
Well, I'd made they passed their rally at the end of the
oh,
turn.
they rallied before, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, that's why. All right, all right. So, like right now, all right, I'm gonna move. All right, that's why, because they were originally shaken when he did this, and so he was ended up there. Or I guess oh yeah, he's there because he has to be the same as the other, and he was
So wouldn't they move
shaken.
one more?
No, he could only move.
Why could he only move
You know,
two? He can move four.
well, he's 1-2 to change the facing. And I think he was, oh, that's what it was. All right. So his original facing was down this way. Um, and it's 3 for you to change facing to there and then 4 to there. So he was shaking there.
So no,
These,
that's the cost for the infantry to change facing. That's not the cost for the artillery to change facing. It's an artillery unit, David.
I thought it was all.
No, I mean that's infantry. Infantry is the only one that's got like the grenadiers on one side of the formation, and then the lower ranked companies on the other, where they have to do all that switcheroo stuff. The artillery doesn't have anything like that. So it's only the infantry and the cavalry that have those different costs for changing facing and changing formation. It's not the artillery.
Uh,
I mean, it just says
for,
specifically American
for,
infantry, French
yes, I'm looking at
infantry.
that. It's
Yeah.
for unlimbered artillery, C series rule 9.5. Okay. Levered artillery changes facing the same way as an infantry unit in march column formation does.
So where does it say the cost for March column?
Levered march column for artillery there. Okay, costs. Let's see. Road column. What is that? March column.
Okay, so I
I
guess
mean,
it's,
those
yeah, so it's saying multi hex, multi hex line. So it's not a multi hex march
no,
or road
I,
column.
I I would say it's using that same as that single hex facing change cost.
Yeah, but it's not multi hex. So that's why I'm confused
Single hex
because it
facing
says,
change cost. And you changed, it went from the two points, 60 degrees, it would be 3 for American. And then one more hex in the direction that it was then facing would put it where I had it.
okay,
Now you already, okay. So what changed then after this is this unit here was actually in this position right here.
okay,
He, because this unit ended up next to him, um, he has to take a morale check with a ER plus 30. He failed that. He routed back to here.
okay.
So this guy is back here and he is flipped into routed. I don't know why this. Do you remember where this guy was?
Who?
Oh, okay. No, he ended up. That's uh, 2 and 4. That's 2 and 4. That's the second and Stewart. Is that the second and Stewart? Yes. All right. They ended up where this artillery was when they moved, because they moved after. Um, this guy, let's see, yeah. So he passed that, Mariah. And you said this guy recovered, so
Yeah, yeah,
so you
yeah.
don't
That's
have
why
to
he
roll
did.
for him,
Yeah, that's why he
right?
had
So
the
you don't have to
shaking
roll
point.
for him, so you can remove him, and
And I need to
he's
roll
not
for this guy here who's routed.
yet. Actually, you have two. You have to roll individually for each one.
Okay.
Um, and it's just a regular.
Well, I
Let's
got
see.
Whedon with it, so I don't know if he adds anything
Yep.
to it.
Yeah, he will. Yep, he certainly will. And let's get the rest of the column figured out.
So he's going to subtract 4. And so what is the modifier? Morale check, rally attempt, morale check I. Routed plus 15. No other modifiers. Okay.
Oh, that's the. Okay, no, he's behind. All right, so we got this guy here in column. He's coming down the road, and so he was because he's part of the next.
He's part of the Second Virginia, which is I think Whedon's group, right?
Yeah, all right. Okay. I might have goofed something
Yeah,
up
Whedon
because I
is
don't know
Second
why
Virginia.
why would one of them. Oh,
So then, and this artillery is part of Second Virginia too. So they were all
okay.
marching down the
So
road.
he routed the part of Whedon. Okay, so the rest of them are marching. So they filled in here. So we
Then
back
everybody
up
else needs to get pushed back a little bit.
yeah. And that's there. Okay, so that's where you think. All right, so what's your um, what's he gives you
He gives it -4. So I just have a
-4.
+15. So it's a +15 with a -4, so it's a +11
Plus
altogether.
11.
Okay, so for the top
Yep.
unit, it's a special order or a
Special.
special thing. Let's see what that is. Morale check. So it's a fail, right? There's no special things for that. Okay, so that guy is going to go back, I guess, another 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do not trigger special. Okay, so
Right, and then
yes,
the other
all right.
chap, let's roll for him. He passes.
Quite handily.
Yes, indeed.
So he's now shaken and disordered.
Okay. All right.
All right, let me adjust mine. Okay, so this guy is not shaken anymore. And this is 10th Virginia is the one that continued routing. 10th. And the other one is not routed anymore, but he is shaken and disordered. Okay. All right. I am all up to snuff here, and we are ready to start the next turn.
All right.
Back to
Back
the
to
lobby.
All right. Lots of confusion.
Back to Valley Forge.
Back to Valley Forge. Back to Germantown.
Yeah. So the question we had, and maybe you can clarify this, is artillery when it makes limbered artillery when it makes a facing change. What does it pay?
One.
So that's what I'd thought, but we found something in the rules that seemed to indicate that it pays the same charge as infantry does to change facing.
9.5.
Okay.
Because on the chart it says the facing change thing that says the 9.5 for artillery on that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm okay with that. With the exception that on the chart where it talks about single hex facing change costs, it specifies American infantry in a time range.
Right.
And then all other units are handled separately, including
Limbered artillery.
limbered artillery. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if they'd wanted it to be American artillery as well, they probably could have said so. Just American units from this date to that date, but they didn't. They specified infantry. So it feels to me that the artillery would still be controlled by the all other units.
Okay.
That's my take on it, and clearly it doesn't benefit me at all to take that impression, but that's how I feel. It seems logical. Otherwise, why did they say American infantry specifically?
So I think the confusion, David, is it says for unlimbered artillery,
Yeah.
C series
9.5.
9.5, but this was limbered artillery, in which case it should be 2. So that means that all of that stuff that happened really didn't happen because that unit would have moved past.
But in
where those guys
9.5,
are.
I mean 9.5, it says limbered artillery changes facing the same way as an infantry unit in march column formation does.
Right.
Yeah,
And so when you look at the chart, it says it tells you
yeah,
what the cost is. So why
right.
would they bother to have all other units in March Column and Limbered Artillery have that cost when the when it says something else?
Well, I, I mean, I think,
I mean, why would they have that? The chart says one thing, the rules say something else.
well,
Oh,
I
and
mean,
and here 9.5 is saying unlimbered artillery. So
And B, under B,
9.5B, where's 9.5B?
well, it's sitting right in front of me here.
I
Do you
I
have an
only I don't have a 9.5B. I have a 9.4B, but not a
Oh,
9.5B.
interesting. I must be a change in the 3.4 version because I have it in the 3.4.
okay, all right. So we are 9.4
No, no, no. This is
and
9.5.
No,
So
no,
he's
I'm talking about 3.34 version of the rule.
yeah, I don't have that. So
Yeah.
well, well,
I'm just looking at the chart, right? That we printed out, and it says all other units and limbered artillery in March column pays that for changing.
yeah.
So that's
So
so if we're going with that, the other rule that we had looked at before, and of course I don't have the version you're looking at. I'm looking at the third edition. It doesn't have anything else other than unlimbered artillery pays the same as the infantry cost.
what
9.5 in the 3-3 version has it, but it does
9.5
not separate it by an A and B. It's just the second paragraph is limbered artillery changes facing the
limbered
same way as
artillery
an infantry
changes
unit.
the same way as artillery in March column formation does, and limbered artillery in road column follows the road column facing change rule share. Right. So I mean, it seems to me pretty straightforward that under normal conditions, infantry and limbered artillery would spend the same to make a change of facing.
So do you mean
In
unlimbered
this
or
case,
limbered?
I mean limbered. So
Okay.
if you've got, infantry in march column, or you've got um, artillery that's limbered, then I would expect that ordinarily you'd pay the same as they change facing. However, what seems to me the more distinct case, the more specific new case is here that American infantry is dealt with differently than other units. French infantry from the War of the
1740s.
Austrian Succession also dealt with in a distinct way, and then any units in an attack column um, would also be held in that distinct way. So it seems to me that that would supersede the normal rule, the standard rule that would say that artillery and infantry would have the same uh, cost to change facing.
Right. And
I
usually
mean,
don't the
because
scenario
again,
rules supersede the regular rules?
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that clearly this rule about American infantry, though it doesn't show up in a rule, it shows up on a table, but it seems clear to me that it is an exception to the ordinary rule, which would say that you turn and it would cost you one for a hex side turn. So, I mean, that seems the best way to approach it, because otherwise, why didn't it say American infantry and artillery? Why didn't it say just American units generally? It seems that the word infantry is there, and I don't know that I would necessarily say that we should use the transitive property and say that then that would also affect artillery as well. And again, I if anything, it's in my interest to make it harder on the Americans, but I don't think that's what the rules are trying to say.
Yeah, and considering that they have, they show an exception. They say all other units behave in this way, right? In
Right.
Marcher, Road Column, and Limbered Artillery.
Exactly.
So if it was
Exactly.
if that wasn't the case, then they wouldn't have put and these other units behave in a different way.
So I don't know, but we we can we can do whatever if it's untidy. If it
Well,
means I have to
the
do
other thing
so.
it says in the special rules, American units um, add +1 to facing change costs. Well, that's
Up. Where does it say that?
I think it's
Because
under the American.
That's attack
that would back.
columns, right? I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
in
yeah, and
attack
that's true,
columns.
and it does say that on the chart. The text gets smaller and smaller, but it does say add add +1 for Americans in attack column.
Yeah.
So that's consistent with what's on the chart. Uh, where's Sunday? Where's Sunday? I'm just looking for. Uh, oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I still don't see any reason to change my original perception of that.
Okay.
I
I
think I
I
think that's just highlighting that the chart is 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 what's being referred to. So I still think it ought to be that.
yeah.
So so now
So
that we've argued about that 30 ways from Sunday, and ultimately, uh, in a double blind game like this, seems like the umpire's opinion is the only one that really matters. But
well,
um, it,
the main thing right now is with it is I already did a bunch of things based on what I figured,
yeah.
what I determined I thought was
Well,
correct.
so
yeah, but
so
And
that's
then
easy for us to fix. I just hit the undo button a bunch of times and bingo, we're back to where we started.
you're
are
not
we?
back to where because now you have a chance of actually worse.
How could it be worse? If I were able to move that one hex further, I wouldn't be bumping into anybody. No one would be bumping into me.
There's two hexes. I would have had to choose between two hexes of which one to continue, and I would have to roll a die to determine which one I go to. If I went to the other one, you would have been next to two additional units.
Oh, so it's completely random where people are going.
Yes.
So every time they move forward, you're rolling a die to see if they go to the left or to the right.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
I just know the direction that they're going, and I'm, you know.
So wait,
Okay. Well, at least
wait.
we know for
Yep.
future reference that the costs are not the same for limbered artillery as they are for infantry.
Yeah, I mean, the way I like to do it if I'm playing solitaire and I screw up a rule and don't figure it out straight away, I always just say, well, that's a special event that I must have rolled. And I just say that's it and just keep going because this game is full of special events. So if something's get screwed up, it was a special event that you
Yeah.
didn't roll for. It's fine.
So, no, it's as I said, if there was a choice between clearer terrain one way or the other, I would take the clearer path. But if it was an equal choice, I would roll it. I rolled a die and said to figure out which hex it was. So
Okay. So then here's my question: if I move the leader and he's not with a unit, do you still go through this whole arbitrary process, or what? Or if a unit moves through a leader and it like hoovers him up and drags him off somewhere?
no, it didn't hoover him up. when I can pull up the the section of
No, no,
the
I mean,
map from
yeah,
that turn,
yeah, but no, I'm
but
just asking if that's what happens. I'm not saying that that's what happened
oh
this time. I'm saying
no, if he won't hoover him up, no, but it does say if he starts with the unit, he runs with the unit. He is disoriented with the unit.
okay. So even if he wasn't moving with the unit was moving, and he just happened to be in the hex when it was moving. That's what happens.
So
So if I move the leader first before I move the unit, does that solve that problem?
if you would
No, I'm just
had
saying for
moved the
future
unit first, but
reference. For future reference, should I move the unit? Should I move the leader first so he's not stacked with the unit? And
no,
therefore, if the
as soon as the activation is as soon as the unit's activated, that's when the disorientation roll is made.
right, I'm saying
So if the unit you can't then move the commander away and say, oh, he's not, it doesn't apply to him.
no,
now.
no. So that's what I'm asking, David. So if I say I'm going to take this leader and I haven't moved the unit at all, and maybe I'm not going to move the unit ever, maybe it'll just stay in this little bivouac somewhere, and I'm going to move the leader somewhere else. Can I do that, or does the leader
Not
face
if
the same
it's already,
dilemma?
if the leader faces the same dilemma, if the disoriented, you've selected a command.
Yes.
I have rolled for disorientation. If the leader is stacked with a unit in that command, he will be subject to the disorientation rules.
So do I
If he
have
had moved,
any control over my units once they're disoriented, or they just randomly move anywhere on the map?
it's not you have to look at it. Took me a long time to figure it out, but there's specific rules. As I said, you got to figure out the prime direction that they're all facing.
Right.
Then you take what the maximum are facing. If it's even, then you roll to see if it's southwest or southeast.
Okay.
Then you roll a die. If it's odd or even, that determines whether you go 60 degrees clockwise or 60 degrees counterclockwise to that prime direction. Then all units need to turn, or for their movement points to be spent, they need to turn to that prime direction and then use the rest of their movement points to move forward from that.
Okay.
So some units,
and so that's all of the units that are in the command. Everybody's got to go off in whatever wild direction. Right. Okay.
Now
so I'm trying to figure out how I get these guys back somewhere else. I mean, if I go and turn them and start moving them somewhere else, now you're saying no, they go off somewhere else.
It only occurs. It's only for that turn.
Well, no, but the next time I move them, aren't they suffering the same thing?
No, they're not disoriented anymore.
They're only disoriented once per game.
No, once per turn.
Just you roll every turn before they move, and if you roll, I think it's a 0 or a 1?
0.
Just a 0, right? So most of the time they're not disoriented.
Other than Sullivan's command, I believe it's a 0 or 1 for that. But
okay, so if to get these guys back in some way, right? I would turn them to face them in the direction I want them to go in, and say I want to move them this way, and then secretly you're rolling something, and then they could go who knows where.
Right, they still could. Right.
Okay, all right. And then the leader, by the virtue of the fact that he was stacked with that unit at the beginning of whatever, he's drug along. What if he's not the commander of that formation?
Well, that's why I'm trying to look at it exactly here.
Because if he's a wing commander,
I believe.
Yeah, I'm going to move him, and I can move him anytime I activate any formation, right?
Yeah.
So I could say, okay, I'm going to take my wing commander, and I'm going to move him when this other formation is activated, and I can move him off of this stack that's gone higgly-piggly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of course because of the whole double blind aspect of this, it's a little bit more complicated because the rule that David was reading was obviously intended for all pieces on the table. So you would know that you've gotten lost, but it is a little bit peculiar. And I actually ran into this myself a little bit, and that is I was I was wanting not to move too fast. So I really wanted to only move at half speed so I wouldn't get a disorder check. But the way that rule is written is that if I had become disordered, I suddenly am moving full speed because I have to spend all my movement points. I'm not really sure what the right way is to deal with that.
Wait, wait,
It
wait. So you're
it's
saying if I only move half movement, I don't get disorientated?
No, I didn't say that. I
Nope.
just said
Oh,
you don't have to roll for disorder. If you're on a road, it doesn't apply. But if you're not on a road and you move more than half of your movement, you got to roll for disorder. So I kind of was thinking, well, I don't really have that far I need to go, and I'd rather not get disordered. So I really only want to move 2 movement points. But the rule doesn't really allow that. And I don't know if we just kind of chalk it up to the disorientation causes you to end up um, moving farther than you actually intended to and in the wrong direction. And I guess I could probably make my peace with that. But it is funny because it does mean that the entire command has to march at full speed in whatever that direction is in that case.
yeah. It says here must expend all their movement points as follows.
Right. And of course, I mean that makes total sense, right? Because what they're trying to do is keep the player from gaming it and saying, well, if I'm facing the wrong way, I just won't spend any movement points.
Right, right. No, I mean it's. I don't see where it says you've got to make a morale check. I mean a disorientation check.
That's
It's a
just
morale check. No, it's an E.
no, it's
At
under
the
heavy.
end,
It's under heavy fog.
oh, you're talking about the
Yeah, it has
disorientation
nothing
for
to do with
fog. Yeah.
disorientation. It's just the heavy fog rule.
Oh, well, so did you roll for those, David?
No, I did not.
Perform road movement at a rate of half movement point. Rapid march not permitted. Units that expend more than half must make a disorder check. Exception units in road movement do not make this. Okay. Any unit, including leaders, independents, outside proper, automatically out of command units and commands in heavy fog may check for disorientation, wrong turns. Okay. All right. So right, but you've got to. So I'm not voluntarily moving those guys at their full movement. The rules are making me move at full movement. So does that
Yeah.
then force me to make a disorder check,
Well, I
even
mean,
though I'm not voluntarily moving?
well, yeah. I mean, if we're willing to accept the the stipulation that you move full speed
Yeah,
because it keeps you from gaming it by just saying, well, then I won't move at all.
right.
And if we're going to double blind it in such a way that you're aware of where they are, then yeah, then they have to march the full speed. And of course, if they march the full speed and if they're disoriented and going the wrong direction, it doesn't seem a big thing to ask for them to do a disorder check. if they're ever going to be disordered, that would be a prime time for it, right?
Right.
All makes sense to me.
Well, that's what I wanted to see because it's got all this stuff about disorientation,
Mm-hmm.
and it talks about what happens when you bump into other people and this and that,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess it's presuming that you remember it. Hey, it's heavy fog, so you gotta roll for a disorder check on top of all your other problems.
Yeah. 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 I think I think that's it. And
Okay.
by the way, as you probably could tell from the fact that we were gone for a few minutes, it's happened to me too. So
Okay, yeah, in under the last paragraph of the disorientation, last paragraph in A, if a leader is stacked with a unit that is disoriented, that leader must accompany that unit throughout its movement.
mm.
I knew it was in there somewhere. It was right up at the beginning. So
And where was this? I'm sorry. This in the Germantown
under
rules?
in Germantown rules 2.8 disorientation A,
Okay.
the last, basically the last line.
Okay. Well, then that's pretty unambiguous then.
So I could activate. It's only affecting that command, right? So if I activate a different command and I move my wing leader, who happens to be with those guys that are off in the hinterlands, then he can move because he's not
Well,
with the stack that's being activated.
well, hold on. Obviously, I don't have the benefit of seeing the map, so I'm not 100% sure. But it sounds like what you're concerned about is that the wing leader is being dragged off in a direction that you weren't anticipating.
That's
But
correct.
that means he has activated because
No, no,
he
no,
was
no, no, no,
compelled to
no.
go with those guys.
He wasn't part of the activation. That's the
I
thing.
didn't say that.
Yeah,
As a matter, it
I didn't
just
say
says
that. If the
if
rule says that a leader stacked with one of these disoriented units is compelled to go with the disoriented unit, then that means he did get activated.
no, I'm not saying. I'm saying for future, right? So that's already happened in the past. Water under the
Okay.
bridge.
All right.
I'm saying
Okay.
from this turn going forward, it's only if I activated that command and he still was stacked with those guys, then he'd be in trouble. But because I can
right,
move him away when I activate somebody else, then he's not going to be stacked with them when the when they are
Right.
activated.
But he's if he's gonna be stacked with somebody, there's always a risk that the somebody he's with is going to get disoriented.
Yes, if they're off the road.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I were to move him onto a unit that's on the road or something like that, then
Yes.
no
Then
problem.
then you don't
Everything's
have to
fine and
worry
dandy.
about him wandering off. Yes.
Exactly.
You do have to worry about him taking the wrong turn on the road
Sure.
if you come to a fork and take the wrong one.
Right.
yep, if he's still under those same rules.
Okay. All
Right.
right. So I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out how to get him back on track somewhere.
So it looks like the way David's handling it is that you know that the guys are not where they're supposed to be.
I do now.
And 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 so now you can reorient them and try going in the direction you intended to, and it might work. And then it might not. But the point is I mean, I think it's pretty clear what to do now.
Right. I
Turn them
think
where you want
the
them to go
surprise to
and
me was that this disorientation and move everything happened, and then I'd moved other things, presuming that they had moved where I thought they were, and then now
sure.
David is saying no, they actually took a different turn, and so
Absolutely. Yeah. But that makes sense because it
I
by
mean, I should
definition
have
does
figured this out while we were playing, but
yeah, that's what
as I
that's what
said,
I'm
the
trying to
whole
get
thing,
at is just like yeah, last
and
week if I'd seen oh those guys went off this way, then I knew okay that area is blocked. I can't move along this way. I've got to hold these guys back or whatever. It would have affected my what I had
right.
done, knowing that they'd taken the wrong turn. But what's happened is all of this stuff happened um, between last week and this week, and it's just like bingo. No, suddenly everything got jumbled up. So I'm like,
Well, that
okay.
sounds like exactly what was supposed to happen.
I don't know. I don't, but yeah, I mean, it would have affected my, if I'd known that that's what would have happened, then I wouldn't have, those other guys wouldn't have moved forward because they couldn't have moved forward. So it's okay. Water under the
All
bridge.
right. So maybe February or March, or we'll actually come to grips with each other.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see. Let's roll the die and see what happens.
Well, let's get our first a real activation here.
Oh,
I don't
well,
think there's any other
it's a British
housekeeping.
one.
Yes,
Well,
it is, and
guaranteed.
it actually moves the
moves the end turn marker to 1.
one,
Shocking.
and it is a British activation. All right, so
That's
Michael,
marvelous.
go down to game 1, and we'll see what's going on.
Okay, very good. And
All right. Well, we're truly wandering around in the fog. We've got, Michael says, yes, these fog rules are very entertaining. That's one way of putting it. Achilles says, howdy all. Hey, Achilles, how are you? Yeah, trying to figure this out is tricky. I'm sure if we weren't doing the double blind, it might have been a little easier. Everyone would kind of know where we're at with stuff, and we'd all be giggling as people went off one way or the other. And I think this is the first time we've had disorientation, where people have gone off road, and so yes, it is. It is interesting, to put it mildly. So it's got here you're trying to figure out which way the bulk of the formation is facing, I guess. First, determine the direction along the hex grid in which most of the activated hexes are activated units are facing. Don't count units outside of the leader's command span. This is called the prime direction, and it could be one of 12 possible directions. And then if you've got 2 equal groups, then you roll randomly to determine which one is the prime direction. And next, the owning player rolls a die, and if the result is odd, the prime direction is shifted clockwise by 60 degrees to the next hex side or hex point. If it's even or 0, it's shifted 60 degrees the other way. So you basically can kind of turn one hex vertex left or right, or clockwise or counterclockwise. Or if you're facing a hex side, you're going to pivot 60 degrees one way or the other. And then I guess apparently the entire formation does the same thing. And then they go marching off in said direction. So, all right. Cool. Interesting. I don't know if you guys have any questions. So we're at the 7 a.m. turn. I don't think the fog goes from heavy fog to light fog until starting at the 8 a.m. turn, and every turn thereafter, they check for lifting the fog. So we're kind of going to be bumbling around in this for at least the next several turns, and potentially longer than that. And then we'll have it when we get to light fog. Then we'll have fire combat range of 3, and I don't know that we still have the same disorientation issues or not. So, yeah, when we talk about fog of war, we're really talking about literally fog of war here. So that does kind of put a damper on what I had going on over here, but hey, that's life. And we will just see what happens with everybody else. Do, 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 do. Let's see. We've got Charles saying deja vu rules discussion, wargamers. How like them? Yes, yes. Trying to figure it out. It's very peculiar. Yeah, trying to figure out some of the rules here is very, very interesting. All right. Well, what other exciting things do we have? I don't know. We will see. The everything's kind of gotten gummed up here with Green's force heading down this way. So we'll have to figure out what happens with them. And then stuff is happening over here with Washington's forces. And we've got some people that are off the road, I guess, and other people that are still chugging along the road. So we'll see what happens with them. Oh, we've got, I think, the bulk of it. Oh, yeah. All of Washington's forces are here. So there's at least where I think they are. And then there's perhaps where they really are. And that's always going to be a bit of a challenge. All right. Well, for those of you that are watching, I hope that with just me here all by myself, trying to be charming and witty, or pretend to be. um, yeah, we've got. I think when these guys are moving along, this is what Sullivan's force. They have a slightly greater chance of getting lost from what he was saying. So, of course, I put him in the lead because what could possibly go wrong with that? So things are pretty much going the way they did for Washington. Higgly
Hello.
Piggly. Hey, how are you?
You get a shot.
I get a shot. Where?
Get a shot at the skirmishers that are on
over here?
On the right side over there. Yep.
Okay.
And they are they are disappearing from into the fog. You get a parting shot as they go.
Parting shot as they go. So I'm going to be, it looks like it says ×4. And how many?
It's going to be 16 times 4 if you've got enough strength points
Yeah, I've
in
got,
both hexes.
I do. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
so
a
16
that's a good
times
number.
4 is going to be 64, so it's going to be 3 to 1 minus 10.
3 to 1 minus 10. Okay, I'll take those odds, and then I lose them. Well, that was a pretty crappy roll. You disappear, and the muskets don't go off. The fog has obviously, the flint has gotten soggy.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I rolled a 12, so
nice.
It's about as bad as you could get.
That's a Labatai roll there for you, brother. Yeah. All right then. Well, all right. So that's it for my activation. I think we're good.
All right. So David, are you going to move the skirmisher on my map so I see him disappear somewhere?
He's going to disappear here.
Poof.
Turns out these black pajamas and punji sticks really turn out to have been a better idea than we had any idea.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, I don't think we can delete these.
Yeah, we can't delete the skirmish markers.
I'll just stick them off to the upper corner here somewhere. So we, out of the way. All right, we're ready for the next turn, I think, here then. Yes. All right, give me a roll, gentlemen.
All right, that's a little bit more respectable.
And let's see what we got over here. And this one does not move the clock and is an American activation.
Wow, okay. How exciting. I can hardly contain myself. All right, so if I'm not on the road, I've got to move half to avoid doing something unpleasant to myself. Correct, David?
Right. So
okay.
Yes, disorder checks. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have to do a disorder check if you go more than half if you're off the road, but you'd be potentially subject to the disorientation. Although I guess if you started on the road, I don't think you're subject to disorientation.
If I start on the road or I start in road order?
I'm not sure.
I believe it's in road column, but let's see.
Exception units in movement turn only of road movement. Do not make a disorder check. Okay, so I'm not in road movement. I presume road movement means road column, not in some other formation moving on a road.
Does not begin their move using road movement. Yeah, that is what it says. So if you started either in road column, I guess, or using any movement points in road movement, then you're not subject to disorientation. But if you just happen to be on a road but you're not in road column, then it looks like you would be subject to it.
Okay. All right. Um, I'm going to be over here, David, and I'm flashing.
Yep, got it.
Okay, and so we're going to activate this chap here, and they are still in road. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, and let me just change there. Of course, you've got some mad rolling skills to do, I'm sure.
Okay. This one here,
Uh-huh.
he was actually facing that way. So
He
he'll have,
can't face that way.
yes,
Because
he was, because he made a wrong turn, but he couldn't go any further.
so he has to face the way that he's facing toward his rear has to face the road. His rear hex has to face the road hex that he was on,
Right.
right? So he's here like this,
He
and the
wasn't
other
there like,
yeah, he was. And the other
no, he
guy is
was.
here behind him. He's in two
He was,
hexes.
I told you this last turn. He made a wrong turn. He was facing there,
Okay.
but he couldn't go any further.
Okay. But David, the rules
So now
say
you just have, well, these are my rules. I'm the umpire on
okay.
this. And I told you this, I pointed it out last turn that he made a wrong turn and he went to go that way. So you just have to add the turn,
You
a
just tell me.
movement
You
point.
just move him, Dave.
Just
Whatever you want to
move,
do, because I don't.
right.
I don't know,
He
because
just has
the
one to go this way again.
okay.
And now 2, 3, 4.
All right. So is he facing this way towards
He's on the
the
road.
rear hex side, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys mind if I sync to take a look at Germantown?
Sure. Join us. All right.
Do you
so
want
that takes care of
do you
that.
want do you want him there?
Do I want who where?
Yeah.
He was with those guys.
Right. Yeah, I know he was.
And
But
he's
you can move
there.
him wherever you want, and you want to keep.
Do
Do you want to keep command of the last unit?
Oh yeah. So I get well. Oh, okay. Because I don't get the bonus for being for the road. That's only tracing it to Washington.
It's only between
okay.
commander to commander. Right.
Okay. Fine. So he'll go there.
Yep,
I guess.
that's all.
Okay. All right. So now we'll flip him over. All right. Are we ready to roll dice again, or are you still doing stuff?
Just give me just a second here. Okay, give me a roll.
Bingo.
Bingo, bingo. That one definitely moves the thing, and it is another American activation. So we're now on 2
2.
for the intern.
All right. We've got these guys here in that same general ballpark.
Got
and
it.
They are going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 head down this way. Whoops.
All right, so got that. And
All right. Does anybody want to hear a getting lost story since we're kind of in a little bit
sure.
of a verbal lull here?
Sure.
So, my father was in a bit of a firefight west of Bastogne on the 21st of December, 1944, and his company got overrun. And when it was dark, he and a buddy took off up a road.
Right.
And of course, they'd been laying on their, you know, laying playing dead all day in December in Belgium. And
Right.
so they're cold. So they move away from the Germans and they then move off the road into the trees and make a little fire to warm themselves up and get something to eat. And so then rather than just head right back to the road, they kind of cut a diagonal through the trees until they hit the road.
Right.
And then they start walking. And they're walking a while and walking a while, and it's mostly cloudy, but eventually the cloud cover broke, and they looked and they saw the moon, and they said, "The moon really shouldn't be in front of us." And all Dad could figure is that the road wasn't going north, or the road had a fork, and they had hit the fork that was heading east, which was precisely the direction they did not want to go.
Yes, towards
So
the Germans, indeed.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, let's try another way, and doubled back, and I think it was they spent another night in the out in the middle of nowhere, and then the next night they got near a town called Neufchâteau, and they could see people walking around in the town.
Right.
but couldn't tell what kind of uniforms they were. So they spent one more night sleeping out in the woods. And then the next day they saw a Jeep go by, and so they flagged them down and made their way back. But so anyway, just be careful when you walk when you find a road through the trees.
Right.
It may not be going the way you think it's going.
Right.
All right.
Right.
We've got some of those
I
on
was
here.
just checking, David. So it's the commander whose wing gets a 0 or a 1 to be off track is Stevens.
Stevens. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was somebody.
Yeah. So it's Stevens' wing, not Sullivan's wing. I think you might have said Sullivan earlier.
I might have.
Drunker
Yeah.
than
And I'm
Sullivan.
like, no, it's not Sullivan. I needed to double check. I didn't think it was Sullivan.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew which side of the board it was on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a roll, gentlemen.
Here we go.
Okay. This one does not move the clock and goes to the Brits.
Okay, brilliant. Piece of cake. Then what I would propose is that I will do this one here. And I don't think I need to do anything fancy. I think I will just do this. Yeah, I think that's it.
Let's see. Achilles says, in Kriegspiel, I always say if I had to choose knowing where the enemy was or where my forces were, I would rather know where my forces are. You cannot properly react to an enemy unless you know where you are.
That is entirely reasonable.
That is very
Yeah.
deep. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And
All right.
And yet,
That was
like I said
funny.
before, how many times did Lee wonder where the hell Jackson was?
Yeah, probably a few occasions. All right,
Yeah.
let's roll again.
Roll again.
This time with feeling.
All right. This moves to 3, the turn marker.
Okay.
And this is an American activation.
All right. Along the same vein as what we had before, we've got these boys here. So they are going to go trucking along here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. There we go.
All right.
We will flip leaders over.
Serves him right.
Okay, we ready to roll again, Dave?
1 second. Yes.
Okay.
Time to go.
All right.
And it does not move the end turn marker, and it is an American activation.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we're just going to keep
Hmm.
chugging down the line here. So now we are up in this part of the universe. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everybody's moving 7. Yes, Michael Shearer says Major General Stephen was the famous officer who showed up drunk to the battle, leading his men and caused some friendly fire in the fog. So that's why I have him in the rear of the vanguard, or in the rear. He is not leading the vanguard.
Okay, gentlemen, roll.
I've been very consistent.
Okay, this is a British activation, and this moves the
Moves the clock.
We should
down
have
to
4.
4.
Okay. All right. Let's do this one
Got it.
here. And
So it says here, right?
all righty. That's it
So
for me.
leaders don't get lost in the fog unless they are stacked with units that are moving and take the wrong turn, right? If a leader is stacked with a unit that takes a wrong turn, the leader must accompany the unit. So the idea would be that you move all your units, right? And then you move your leaders separately, and then they don't get lost in the fog.
That's weird.
I mean, it's very gamey the way you do that, right? You'd say, okay,
I
I'm
don't-
moving these units, and then at the very end, you move your leaders. Because it says only units or stacks in road movement are would take the wrong turn. So it's not leaders. So you're not rolling for leaders getting lost on the road unless they're moving with specifically stacked with something.
That's weird. Okay. I mean, that's counterintuitive, but okay.
Yeah.
what it
Well,
says.
but it specifically says units.
No,
right?
I know. I see it says that.
Yeah.
It's counterintuitive because
You're right, because you would be
would,
thinking, yeah, leaders should get lost in the fog too.
Well, exactly. In
Yeah.
fact, why would the leader suddenly forget that his men were around?
Yeah.
Wonder where those guys went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to roll
Okay.
the dice again.
Yes.
My pathetic throw's already up there.
Okay, we do not move the end turn marker. This is an American activation.
All right, we're going to keep chugging along over here on this end of the universe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, And 2, 4, 6, 8. 4, 6, 8. Okay. I mean, I think it makes sense to, well, with the exception of like Washington, you'd be stacked with your units, right?
You would figure. Well, and the other thing is honestly the last thing you'd really want is your your leader not to be moving with your guys, and your guys go wandering off, and now they're out of command.
Yeah, well, that's already happened.
Well, I mean, but if you had your guys stacked with them, then that wouldn't have happened.
No. But they didn't follow. They didn't follow the leader. The leader went off one way, and they kept going down the road. They didn't take the wrong turn.
Oh,
So I got people that went the right way, and then the leader and
I
the
see.
unit he was with went a different
So
way.
part of the formation took the wrong route,
Yep.
and part of them took the right route. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's because you roll on a per unit basis, not
Correct.
for the whole command.
Yep. With the
Interesting.
exception
Okay.
of this disorientation thing, where with the
Right.
disorientation it
Which
affects
is
the
for the whole command.
entire.
Right.
Yeah, it affects the entire thing.
Right. Okay. I believe you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's. Oh, this guy moved, right?
Yeah. I just need to flip those guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
and when I
gentlemen,
activated that last guy, I'm going to move this guy here. That leader over here, the one who went off on the wild goose chase. The wing commander. I can move him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move him there.
Okay, and all right. Give me a roll, gentlemen.
Okay.
That's definitely going to move the thing. And it is an American activation. We are now on 5 on the end turn.
5. Count them 5. Okay. So I'm now going to activate these guys here.
Well, just remember there's still
right. So
a couple. All right, you're switching.
Yeah, because I think I've done everything over on the. Oh no,
you
that's
haven't.
right. There's still something over there. Okay, nope. Let me go take care of the people on that side of the universe. Thank you.
There's actually 2 here, so.
Oh yeah. Well, the other one, I don't know that I want to do anything terribly exciting with them for fear of them
the other
getting
one.
lost in the universe. All right, so yeah, we'll go down here instead.
Got it.
Yeah, although we could always go back to the main army after. It's only if we do.
Yeah, you'd have to go through all the others first. So.
Yeah. Okay. You're just trying to be helpful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So these guys here will move there like that. So that costs them 1 point. And these guys are going to No, actually, these guys will stay here. These guys will spend 2 points to turn, and that will be the end of it for them. Because if they do more than that, they might be disordered. Okay. All right. That takes care of those guys.
Okay, so the front one didn't move?
The front one did not move. The front
Okay.
one stayed where it was. These guys turned, so then they can just move forward. But I mean, you know, if we're only moving 2, half our
Right.
movement points, then just them turning 1 hex facing is going to suck up half of their movement points. So,
That's right. Yeah.
all right, now we can roll again.
Hey, yes, roll again. That does not move the end turn marker. It's another American one.
Shocking, shocking. All right, well, we'll go with this. Yeah. All right, we'll activate these guys here. And we'll have these 2 units move forward like that. And these 2 will stay where they're at. And then this one will change its facing like that. And the other unit will stay where it's at. And that's that.
All right, so let's see you. All right, so that one. Okay, and roll, gentlemen.
Okay.
All right, we have a 0-5 special result.
Special results for the Americans. A 0-5.
Free wombat.
Free combat. Well, we are not adjacent to anybody that I'm aware of. So that's pretty much a nothing.
That's just the way we wanted to keep it.
Yep. Let's roll again.
All right.
All right, so this one does not move the end turn marker. It is a British activation.
All right. All right. Let's do. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's in command. think that's it.
All right.
1 second. Okay, so that's right. Okay, roll.
Okay, here we go. Whoops, just one die. Although it added up to
Yeah.
the same thing.
All right, we have another special result, a 0-2.
0-2. Confusion.
Confusion.
Other player picks one of your commands which may be finished. Initiative required.
So, given that I have no way of knowing, does it make sense to just randomly pick from the commands that haven't activated yet?
Yeah, so let's see. From the top to the bottom, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are on the map. So you want to roll, Dave, and then tell me which one it is.
And let's see, we'll do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9 will be roll again.
Yep.
All right. So, and top down?
Yep, top down, sure.
All right. So 1, 2, 3.
Oh, actually,
Third one down.
I've got 5 because I got this guy here. So let's see. So that works out.
Third one down.
1,
If
2.
5.
So that's 1. Oh no, that's the wing leader. So we got 1, 2, 3. So it's these guys here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So roll
Command
twice,
confusion.
see.
So
your
first die is good. Second die, not so good. So
half movement.
half movement. That's fine. Okay. So here's what we want to do. These guys are going to move that way. And these guys are going to spend 2 movement points. So I guess they're going to spend, 2 movement points moving that way. Although
That's only one, right? Or is it? No, that's right.
no,
for
that's American infantry.
Two.
It costs
Yep.
2 for them to turn a single hex facing. Okay. All right. And then the other people that are down here, they're just going to come. They're still kind of on autopilot heading towards where they were supposed to go.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So they've moved to where, and they're like, where is everybody? Let's see. Achilles writes, well, if it helps, I have seen that. Half a unit going down one road and the other half not seeing them turn takes a different road. Hours of junior officers explaining their actions afterwards. LOL.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, if the fog's bad enough and there gets to be any sort of gap in the line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Grim Harbinger says, likewise, better to know where your troops are than the enemy. You can find the enemy, but trying to find out where your troops are doing by where they are is a lifesaver, yes. So, well, and that's like the Battle of the Wilderness. That would be a fun one to play on Kriegspiel because everybody is wandering around in the thick of it, smoke and thicket and everything else getting lost.
Yeah, it'd be great. You'd get your the message would be sent to you by the umpires and show you the 200 yards that you can see.
Yes.
on a battlefield several miles across.
Yeah.
Great.
On a side note, that's my favorite battle of the Civil War.
Oh, the Wilderness? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we have a friend who has been spending a great amount of time working on for Great Battles of the American Civil War, the scenarios and everything else for the Wilderness.
Right.
And I think it hit its P500 numbers, so it'll get published.
Yeah. It definitely.
Was this under Multiman or no?
No, this is GMT.
Yeah.
it's great battles. So it's
Regiment or brigade level?
battalion.
No, no battalions is level.
I don't know. I'm not sure what the scale is.
Then it must be regimental. Yeah, no, of course it's regimental. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, it's regimental level.
Eric, do you want to turn that guy one more hex?
I don't. Can I?
Yeah, you only
Okay.
used one movement point,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we determined that it's only one to turn for him, right?
Okay. Cool. I can do that then. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to play it and in Tempe this year, and yeah, wow, it's
good?
grueling. It's just grueling.
Good or grueling?
It's grueling. You know.
Well, I just pre-ordered the Line of Battle one for it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that one's on the way too.
I like
In
that
fact,
system.
honestly, it might even be here sooner. Um, yeah, it's like everything happens so slowly. Because the units can't move very fast. And,
Yeah, and then no one can see anything, and then, yeah, it's
and
crazy.
units
All
frequently
right.
don't
Okay.
go where you want them to go. It's a mess.
Ready for another roll?
Yep. Here we go.
Boy, I'm committed.
Committed. That's 0-5.
That's the same
Another
thing.
free
again,
combat
right?
that doesn't matter.
Pew, 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 pew.
And another roll. All right.
Another 0.
Michael, you're getting 0-6.
All right, that's a special rally for me. Pick a command and perform a free disorder recovery phase rally phase. Oh, okay.
Does that?
That affects.
Probably.
Yeah, I've got somebody who needs that. That was the group that all got jumbled up there.
But is that? Is it the actual units of the command? Because
it says pick a command and perform a free disorder recovery phase and rally phase.
Okay, so it's actual.
Yeah.
Actual command units. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, then take the chance while you can.
All right. So this guy he won't be disordered anymore. He can roll to see if he gets out of being shaken. Let's give that a shot. Yep, so he is all happy again. All right, and then this guy back here is within command range of his beloved leader. Let's roll for him. Oh my God. Well, he just went off the map. Frack. So I guess what, he goes to the graveyard, right?
Oh, we do have one, don't we?
I'm sorry. What was happening there?
I
routed off
I had a unit that was routed, right?
Yeah.
And he failed his roll. So and he was 2 hexes away from the edge of the map.
Okay. So the way it works in bar is that you lose 1 strength point for every hex that you can't move off the board.
Oh, okay. So it's a case where you do move back, but then you take some losses.
Yeah, so you'd move to the edge of the board.
Okay.
And then you'd start melting away.
All right. So and then he's still marked as routed. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Right, because I still take. So if I don't recover, it's still treated as like the rally phase. So just like in the rally phase, if I didn't recover, that guy would run away.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-edged sword. That's also why you'll notice, unlike many of the actually that's interesting. In many of the games, not this one interestingly, but in many of the games, special rally can actually be done multiple times to the same leader.
Yes.
Because again, it's maybe not good news, right? Depending on how you roll. So anyway, all right. I'm going to see if I can roll something other than a 0.
Eric?
Yeah.
I actually had that stack in a different order.
You had what stack in a
And
different order?
the original,
Oh,
this one and this one, I had them
reversed.
reversed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I like that better. In which case, then this guy is greased.
Yes.
Okay.
But
All right. So let's see if we have a send
Once
to
he's
the
passed.
graveyard. All right. Okay. All right. And so we'll know that, yeah, and I don't think there's an asterisk next to that. So I couldn't do him a second time if I wanted to, right? It looks like
Yeah,
only once
but I
per
do know
leader.
in
Yeah.
some of the other games you could keep
Yeah.
doing rallies over and over if you felt like it.
All right. Let's roll again.
Hey, I rolled something not a 0.
I rolled something not a 5 or a 6.
all right, well, let's see what we got here. We move the end turn to
6.
6.
Okay.
And who gets this? The Americans get this one.
All right.
Alrighty.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we are going to we're going to activate this guy, and he's going to, and this guy's in command, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And so these guys are still in road, so we'll just have them trek along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them down there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then this guy, he's going to move there. And that's going to cost him 1. And then what? Going into road column is going to be another 1.
1 plus it's 1 plus 1 for every hex difference.
So if he extends, but if he's only in a single hex, it's just 1.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I can live with that. So that's going to cost him 2 to go there. All right, and then the leader is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nope. The other guy got out ahead of him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, fiddlesticks. I guess that other guy will just keep going down the road according to orders. Okay, I'll just leave this chap here then. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay.
I think this is part of Whedon.
Is that the second?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So those guys would do their 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to chug along as well.
God, who needs rules for confusion when you can get confused all by yourself?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll keep him here. Now I need to keep him with the other guys there so they can get back into command. Okay. Or they can keep moving. All right. That's it for them. I'm ready to roll again.
Give me a roll.
Oof.
That does not move the clock. That is a British activation.
Let's see. Michael Shearer says the name of the game is Stepping into Hell.
That's right.
Yep. He says, I pre-ordered it the second it hit the P500.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I know Albert's been working on that one for a couple years now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I was just gonna go look and see what the latest word was on it. Uh, uh, oh yeah, third quarter 26 and beyond. So in other words, not soon. I kind of think the one from Multiman will come up first, based upon their kind of usual timelines. We'll see. All right, I think that's it.
Okay,
So
Okay.
give
I'm
me
all right.
another roll.
Okay.
That
Boom
moves.
shakalaka.
That moves the end turn marker to 7, and this is a British activation.
But the British are out of commands.
All right.
So over to the Americans.
All right. We will move down the line here. We'll have these chaps try to do something exciting. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 gets them there. In theory.
In theory, it's pretty good theory.
Well, I don't know. There's so far been a big difference between theory and reality. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right. Let me flip those guys over. Okay, ready for the next one.
1 second.
Never gonna guess what I rolled.
A 0.
Boy, I did.
Well, you're never going to guess what I rolled. Battle tempo.
0-9.
Move.
Is that right?
Yep. So let's
Well,
push it
probably doesn't
back
matter.
one more. So let's push it back
All
to the
right,
6 marker.
We're back to 6.
Alrighty.
Roll again.
God.
Did you roll another
That
0?
says 0,
Yes, I-
5.
Yes,
All
I
right,
did.
that's another free combat. We don't have anybody to shoot at except ourselves.
Well, feel free.
Yeah.
Right, and roll again. All right.
Oh, my turn to roll a 0.
It's a 0-9 for the
And
British.
tempo back to 7.
Tempo back to 7.
There we
All right,
go.
one more.
Did you roll another 0, Michael?
0-4.
It's another free fire combat.
Oh, which we can't use.
Yeah.
This is great.
This would have been
man.
a terribly bloody turn otherwise. All right, here I've rolled something new.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully you didn't roll
Yes,
another 0.
This is it's an American activation.
All right.
Does not move the end turn marker.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have these chaps who'd been waiting in the wings to make their presence felt. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gets them there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay.
He is done. All right. The guy was done. All right, another roll. That's okay. We move now to 8 on the end turn. It's an American activation.
All right. And I think I've only got one person left who hasn't done anything. And that's this group down here. So, I'm not going to have them do anything right now. So we will just let them sit there, wait for their colleagues.
A likely story.
Right. Yeah, I
Wait
think
for the
everybody's been activated.
Yep.
All right, so now we're on the recovery phase.
Rally phase.
Rally phase. Let's see.
Well, I don't have anyone to recover. They very conveniently melted away into the woods.
Well, that was
They're
very
hoofing it,
first time.
hoofing it back to where they came from.
Yep.
We need to get that little sound clip from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Run away, run away. I just have to have that on the soundboard. And anytime my
Makes
units
sense
do
to
that, I
me.
just hit that. We get that sound.
All right. Let's see. So I don't think there's anything left that we need to do here. I do have one thing I'll do here for just so that you're aware of now. He did. Let's see where I gotta find the guy here.
Which map are you on?
I'm on yours.
Oh, joy.
And all right.
Oh, my God. Wait, who are they?
They belong to this guy down here.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Okay.
How interesting. All
Did
right.
can you figure out what happened there?
Yeah. They took a ride on the Reading Railroad. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
So we will see.
They decided to fight the Battle of the Wilderness a little bit early
I
by getting lost.
Yeah, no, they didn't hit any wilderness at all. That's the thing. So that's interesting, though.
Yeah. So
Cool.
that's all right. I think that
Think that does it.
I think that
For
does it. Yeah,
this
I don't have
turn.
anyone to rally, right?
Okay.
I don't know if the Brits
All
have
right.
anyone to rally.
Well,
let's see.
you can be sure they did brilliantly if they did. You can be sure. All
Well,
right. Well, I'm going to hit the end turn marker and hit the move button and save as, because we're at 720 now, right?
Yeah, we've moved up to the 720
Uh,
turn.
All right, let me move the, I'll move the turn thing on mine back to 720 and 0. 2 more turns and we'll be able to start rolling to lift the fog.
Oh, well, where's the fun in that?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, and
So-
so Charles Go Lightly says, well, the title of the game is The Surprise of Germantown, or The Surprise at Germantown. So, yes, it's definitely,
just like
the surprise part is definitely there.
just like it says on the tin,
Mm-hmm.
as they say. Well, that's good, and it sounds like it is living up to that at least a little bit. I was worried, honestly, because if you think about it, if the disorientation only happens on a 0 for most people, and the chances of taking the wrong turn on the road is pretty low. I was like, really, how much is this going to happen?
It's happened a few times.
Okay.
And I actually goofed up the first turn in favor of the Americans, and I was doing it on a 9 because your skirmish units were activating on the 9, and I was doing the wrong turn on a 9 for that, and let's put it this way, there were actually more 0s than 9s.
I see.
So
Oh, I see. So when you were rolling, you weren't looking at the 0. You were looking at a 9 instead.
For the first turn, and then as I reread through things, and I should have been doing it on a 0, and I went back and looked, and
well, on the first turn, I don't take a wrong turn.
Well, it was the second turn, whatever.
Okay.
But it was the first time that I had wrong turns.
Okay, first opportunity to do it.
Yes.
Well, I took enough that it's made things problematic. So, although very interesting.
I'd love to hear that.
Figure out. Oh yes, things are not at all where they're supposed to be. And
Excellent.
how I get them back is going to be a real challenge.
Actually, I do have one other change for you. This is over here.
I'm not sure where you're at. Let me zoom out a little. Okay. Oh, yep. I see where you're at.
All right. He is actually. And you can see him because he's now next to his command.
Okay, well, that kind of worked out, I guess.
So on that, and yeah.
Okay. Somehow it'll all get itself sorted out.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll sign some treaty in Paris.
So you can save your. I'm sorry, you can save your game again there. Whatever.
Okay. Yes, that's a good point. I will hit the save button again.
Save game as. I'll save a copy of each one of you. This one is the
end of the 7 p.m. turn.
And we were
7 a.m.
Oh yes. We're really confused here. That was
no kidding.
Yeah. That's what Major General Stephen was saying. Hey, it's the 7 p.m. turn, isn't it? Oh, Charles Go Lightly needs to know, when's the next session? So, Charles, it's not going to be next Sunday because
I'm going to be on a plane coming back.
So,
although I did figure out I might make it back in time, and I was going to let you know.
I thought that was what you'd finally decided, is given that it was going to be 10 o'clock Eastern, there was a reasonable chance you'd be home.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, let me know, and maybe we will be able to play.
Yeah. Well, let's just plan on it. If we don't hear otherwise, we'll.
Yeah, and I sent a note to Matthew, inviting him to try to do an interview with me. I have not heard back from him yet, so hopefully that will happen. And so, yes, so all of our fine viewers out there, maybe next Sunday we'll do it. If not, the Sunday after that. So, okay, cool. I'm going
Sounds
to
like a
put a
winner.
bow on the broadcast here and